Mimi ni Victor Mutiso.
Hi guys, my name is Faith Njilo.
Hi guys, I am Sheila Malumbe Phoebe.
Yes, my name is Edwin Muna.
From what I'm hearing,
Yes.
like, and even at some point you had respond to this,
Yes.
like we always see those red flags. Tunazionanga tu hizi, lakini ni juu umependa. Inakuwa maru.
And then the mentality,
Yes.
I can change this person.
Yeah.
You know, I am here. Maybe God has sent me. I can be able to make this person.
Yeah. Oh, God has sent you.
Yeah.
Get to Jesus.
Exactly.
Na kitu kingine unafikirianga this is an investment.
Yeah, true.
Kwanza hiyo ndio inakuharibungi zaidi kichwa. You are like, I have worked on this. Just to give up
And
on it.
especially
So question is this. As you guys, yes. So question is this.
Yes.
Was it worth? Was it worth what you went through in a relationship?
I think it was.
Yes.
For me, I think it was. I came out a better person in terms of faith. Kwanza kuchambua neno ilifanya nifikirie, by the way, mwanaume ndio kichwa.
Yeah.
Si kichwa tu physically ama because the culture has said so ama because God has said so, but you're the head because everyone looks up to you.
Yes.
Like when ndo unapeana direction. Na kama you're not trusting God, then see umepoteza the whole lot behind you. So it's something that I told myself I purpose to keep on just getting rooted in the word.
So you go to learn, or from that whatever you go to learn, wewe ndio kichwa. Ndio unasema. Lakini si kichwa ngumu.
Yeah, mimi ni kichwa ngumu. Sema tu kweli. But that is not what but that's not what I learned. What I learned is there's a role a man should take.
Yes.
In a relationship.
It's non-negotiable.
Yes.
There's a role that you should take. Because if you fail at that, you have failed a whole generation behind you.
Yeah.
Phoebe. That's Phoebe. I'm not used to call you Phoebe.
Phoebe.
Tell me, from your relationship experience, and it didn't work for you, and perhaps I want to believe you're looking forward to get into one. Serious one. But okay. Cameraman, please make sure you open those eyes. The eyes were rolled.
Tunashindwa rada.
Okay.
Sisi ni kama tuko news. Ngoja tu.
So
Content.
She's single. Anyway, what did you learn? I mean, from your own that experience, what did you learn from it?
That experience taught me a lot of things. First of all, watu wanashinanga kisema marry your friend. See all friends. Yeah, but it is important to marry your friend because this is someone you're doing life with. So I feel like, is there a point where love itaisha and then back in a friendship or something? I hear that.
You hear that? We'll tell you. We'll tell you.
Yes.
Ask the cameraman who is married. Cameraman, that's love in Aisha.
So yeah, I got to learn what I am really looking for in a man. Because it's natural for a woman the moment you start getting into a relationship, the first thing you start looking for is the father of your children.
Okay.
Washafika huko.
Sisi tunafikirianga huko. Bali kabisa unaangalia mtu unasema
Tawezana.
So mtu anakuwa comfortable in the relationship and he starts revealing himself. You get to see these things and you're like, ndio nataka kuwa baba ya watoto wangu. No. It's not possible. Plus, this is someone you're supposed to do life together for eternity.
Eternity on earth. That's how you put
earth,
it. Yes. On earth, yes.
And forever is such a long time to be unhappy.
Yeah.
You need to consider. There are things about that relationship. I figured, I'm like, hatupo tunapata mid ground. Because this is what I want, this is what he wants, and no one is willing to
to back down
Yes.
or to
Yeah.
come to
Consensus.
amicable
Yes. Yeah.
BBI.
Ni ngumu hata kuliko BBI.
Iliangushwa high court.
There was no BBI.
There was no BBI, so inafika tu mahali you're like, it is what it is.
Okay, and that's how you just like, you know what, better a broken relationship
Yes.
than a broken marriage.
marriage.
So adios.
Yes.
Okay, so Edu, what did you learn out of your previous relationship that you learned and started thinking and look back and thinking it backfired, it didn't work out, but I left with some vital lessons, probably lessons that I will never do, and lessons I will enhance,
Yes.
and improve on them.
The first and most crucial thing I learned is to love myself.
To love yourself. May I expound that thing, man?
Because
You know, but najua kuna Socrates alisema you marry the right woman, you marry the wrong one, you become a philosopher.
no, it's not about becoming a philosopher.
Uh-huh.
I think Vic can understand this, and you, as a man, if you're not able to love yourself and take care of your own self, take care of your spiritual life, take care of your financial life, take care of your emotional life, mental space, body and whatnot, and the things that you have around you, and you don't love those things, it will be very hard to love someone else and actually extra love them, you know, because this person is coming, and it is our work to love, by the way. Scripturally, we are the ones to love. So if I don't know what love is, number one, actually the man should understand God and understand, let me put it as spirituality, because God ndio author wa love, number one. So yeye ndo anaweza tufunza kulove. So if we understand that from the word go, we can't miss it. So by loving oneself as a man, you can be able to love the other person. And the other things I learned is don't settle for less. Like saa zingine hizo vitu tunasema ati hapa red flags there was some lessons in those relationships, and we were just settling for them because we want to keep the person, we want them to stay around, we are thinking of a future with them. So at the end of the day, we don't settle for less, in terms of we can always do more. And the other thing is, of course, friendship is a good place to center your relationship in. But I've noticed something with friendship. Friendship is something you build, something you grow. So if the other party and you are not willing to grow, hapo kuna shida. Because if you have noticed, this thing grows like in levels. You start from this friendship zone, and the next thing she's your girlfriend, your boyfriend. The next thing you're thinking is advancing into marriage. The next thing you're fathers, you're a mother, you know. And then it goes on advancing. You'll be a grandfather, blah, 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 great. So if there's no that trajectory of... So if there's no trajectory of going up, like growth, that's a miss. So I think the major things of the do's and don'ts, I learned them on that. Like, number one, love myself. Love God also. Number two, grow. Don't settle for less. Like, because with that, things will always be spiced up. Like, you'll just be looking at that person and you're like, I'm glad I picked you and not the others. Because hatuwezi kosa tunapitanga hapa kudistract. But at the end of the day, your focus is on
Amazing. Amazing. Hey, my friend, you've become a philosopher.
not philosophy, reality.
Nairobi si mzuri. Hey, you are in this amazing relationship, by all standards. And you prayed and the Lord answered. And the Lord answered you, and you are here dating this amazing guy. I mean, I still want to believe there's no one who's not amazing. It's an amazing. Yes, it didn't work, but now it didn't work. Do you feel you left out of that relationship with lessons, or you feel was I even wasting my time at this time?
At some point, I felt like I wasted my time because that was a long
2
time.
years,
It was a long time, and because I looked at it, because I was really into it. You know, Ilenye, I'm not giving up. I can still make amends. We can still talk about it. We can still go somewhere. But at some point also, I learned my lessons. And one of them is loving myself, because I guess I didn't love myself to that point where I would be able to say, this is enough. Let me let go and accept who I am, because hatupatani kabisa. So I guess I didn't love myself that much, but I really struggled with my identity that time, because it was really tough to let go, because I thought my future is with these guys, you know. Mimi naona tunaweza enda place. I think we can do something. So that is one thing. And also another thing, what I learned there is don't ignore things. I know we say third parties, we shouldn't listen, we shouldn't, but where there is some rumors, there is some truth in it. So I shouldn't, as in,
Nasema Kiswahili palipo na moshi hapakosi.
exactly, yeah. So at least to that point where, yes, people talk, people are there, people will say relationships and all that, or people will see look at this person and tell you, be careful and do this and do that. If that time I would listen to some things earlier, I guess I wouldn't have wasted that long time with that person, and I guess I would be a better person per se, because it really broke my heart. That was one that really did a really good mess on me. So I guess accepting myself, knowing your identity before you get into a relationship, and knowing what you want and who you want completely, because just get a list of what you really want and what you really want to see in a relationship.
So clearly it is I think at least I get to hear you are heartbroken. At least only actually were you really heartbroken?
Vile atiliangi na pile.
There's a right way to say it. Not heartbroken, character development.
Exactly. Positivity everywhere.
But
heartbreak, I cause you.
But pretty much, clearly from what I can gather, we were heartbroken. And I think the way men are heartbroken in relationships might be different from the way ladies get heartbroken. I think from my own experience, perhaps they get really different. But the truth is, both men and women, they actually get hurt in a messy relationship. And as we just get to hear from you guys, and perhaps just to wonder, and you guys now, it seems it ended and you guys have learned lesson, you are heartbroken. Do you look forward to get into a relationship?
Yes, but I get to find myself very cautious before I get into a relationship. Somehow I'm not too quick to get into one. Yeah, because you're trying to, like, yes, I've healed, but you know those consequences and what you saw, you really try completely not to find yourself into the same pit. Yeah. So
but also it's very important to deal with the fear of moving forward, saying, hey Maze, yeah, you extra over pushing. You're thinking, yeah, I'm not sure, and then you end up you don't end up getting there. I think what Edu had said also was very important, as I picked it up, and he was alluding, like, as men, and I think it's very important. For me, I think it's important as men to know who they are.
Yes.
I think dating a man who doesn't know who he is, Maze, it doesn't matter. Hey, that is exactly. You're the tsunami. A man who is, and I think for ladies, by the time you get into a relationship, you need to know, you need to love yourself first.
Yes.
Because most ladies and most ladies, basically, they want to be loved.
Yes.
And that's perhaps that's why God says the man is to love.
Yes.
And the woman, respecting and submitting to your husband. So sometimes I tend to think that's how getting to know who you are, because when you know who you are, you will know what you want.
Yes.
You'll know what you want. And I think sometimes the reason why people, maybe we get into relationships and we end up not working out, and it's good to say it's good also to say not all relationships should work. Or what do you think? I do like,
it's true.
Not all relationships should work, But what should be the bigger goal in relationship? Phoebe.
Phoebe.
Umebambika.
It talked about friendship.
Yeah.
It talks about friendship in a relationship.
Yes.
And I think the biggest goal in any dating life, dating sphere, is about friendship.
Yeah.
Building on friendship.
Yes.
Because you're going to spend eternity with here on earth.
Yeah.
And as you said, you don't want to be sad. You don't want to be sad forever.
Yeah.
That was a nice one. That's a
Yes.
quote. Me, I'm not quote bali. That's a quote.
Zimeanguka tu mahali. Yes.
You don't want to be sad or miserable
Yes, yes.
forever. And it's just about building on that friendship.
Yes.
And so as we look to young people or people who are that place of dating, because you guys are not that old, but you guys, some of you in the next 1 or 2 years, some of you be saying, by the way, niko na kadi ya wedo ama
Very fast.
niko na ile committee ungalipenda kwa ile committee.
Shout.
Shout out.
Already here we know.
Watch. Super pressure.
And perhaps since now
Tutachuja. Application.
and maybe the bigger question here is, or not even a question, as we speak to these guys who are watching us, there's so
Yes.
many guys who are watching us here, and perhaps so they went into that relationship and it did not work for them,
Yeah.
and also they're looking forward into another relationship, or people who are not getting into relationship, they're like, hey, mimi nili hurt, I'm not gonna get into that relationship. On a general sense, so as you look forward, so what are you looking for now into a new relationship? What are you going to look forward for? Because the reality is, these guys, these things that you've shared in here, they are some of the things actually people struggle with them
Sana.
in marriage.
Yes.
And let me tell you something, marriage never changes. Wedding or marriage never changes you,
Yes.
or it never changes some things about your character.
Yes.
Kama ulikuwa tu mwizi, una graduate na wizi kwa marriage.
Yeah.
Ulikuwa mwizi single, now you are
Meme.
if you are if you have a character flaw, if you are struggling with porn when you're whatever, you struggle, it will be mtu hapana ameolewa, you know, it graduates to another level, and now it's become more complicated. Now it's so complicated, it now gets more complicated.
Yes.
So what do we tell these fellow people, those who have ever dated before, and those who wants to go fast, and just speaking to them and saying, guys, these are things you need to just watch out. These are very important things you need to watch out. Who is going fast? A piece of an advice.
Piece of advice going forward is, as we have said, you need to know yourself. Jipende, jijue, ndio by the time
Jijenge.
by the time you're bringing in someone else, anajua this is who you are, this is what you want, this is where you're going, na ni kama tu destination mfike pamoja.
Yes.
Na you can't I don't think being lonely is also fine. Lazima watu wa risk. You can't say that niliumizwa, now I'm building a wall around my heart. No one is ever going to access my heart.
Yeah.
Nini, it's too much, I can't handle. Tuna risk tukisonganga.
So you risk as you move forward. That was Sheila has said finally.
You asked a question. What we look forward to in the next relationship. 3 things: 100% God, 100% friendship, and ya tatu imepotea. Right? 100% God.
Shida kutra.
100% God,
100% friendship,
friendship,
100% authenticity.
100% authenticity.
Just be real.
Just be
Hey, that word, authenticity.
Yes.
just
Be real.
Yes. Just
Be real. Be real. Amazing.
Advice that I'll give: you can't give something you don't have.
Yeah.
Can't give
You can't
what
give
you don't
something
have,
You can't give what you don't have.
says Vic.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yes, Faith.
I know a lot of us, we look for purpose, but I guess character begins first, because character builds you and builds that purpose that you have. So I guess the first thing you'll check is a character. check someone's character, and be ready to grow with them.
Be ready to grow with them.
Yeah.
Check on character and be ready to grow with them. So what are you looking forward for? One thing you're looking forward for in the next relationship.
One thing I'm looking forward for.
I'm gonna ask the three as said. As said.
Copy and paste.
100% God.
Yeah.
100% friendship.
Friendship.
100%
Authenticity.
Yeah, true.
Hey, that word. 100% realness. Lusungu.
Group of schools.
Group of schools and
Kwenye
secondary.
tulienda primary.
Sababu tunaenda group of schools. Wewe ulisikia wapi?
Yes, Edu.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what do you say, and what do you look forward for?
I think everyone should believe this and hold on to this. With relationships, either friendship, marriage, whatever, you will always get the raw material.
Sawa. Quotes na come.
True. You will get the raw material. It is for you to make something out of the raw material. Because at the end of the day, there is no perfect being. You have to get this person. You need to be keen to see those raw materials and take them and shape them. Like you mold them to what you want them to become. Because if you say, you put these factual agreements in your head that no one is perfect, all men are dogs, I don't know what. Because if you center yourself on that, they won't work. Because you have already said a statement that is blocking your relationships. So just be willing to grow whatever you have. And also, always be the bigger person. Like, kikitu kime happen, so what can we do about it? So are we willing to work on it? Are we willing to grow? Are we willing to build? Are we willing to, get the best out of us? Because that's, at the end of the day, if you're getting a partner, you want to get they want to get the best out of you, and also you want to get the best out of them. Like unakaa hivi unaangalia ule mdem tulikuwa naye 20 years ago and she's something else, you know. So I think that's all, and what I would look for myself in a relationship is bliss.
Bliss, pure bliss.
Pure bliss.
Pure bliss.
Yes.
Hey, Kanairo.
Also something that is very important.
Yes.
What I'm looking forward to is peace of mind.
Yes.
Peace of mind.
Yes.
Pure bliss.
Yeah.
100% God.
Yeah, and it's true what she's saying.
Yes.
You just coming home. Like
Yeah.
that's
You're
that's
looking forward
home.
to your
You know?
person, eh?
That's home. Yeah.
I think all of you, what you guys are saying actually is essential, because considering, or if you compare to the way I've been having conversations with married couples,
Yes.
and actually what you're saying, these are the things, but they're things we need to build them now.
Yes.
When we are in dating phase
Yes.
or in relationships, because when you get married, some of these things are an option.
Yeah.
You either deal with your problem eternity
Yes.
on earth,
Yeah.
or sort your problems,
Yeah.
problems here on earth. So it's very important as we date, we deal with our issues now.
Yes.
We solve the issues now. If it's not working, you can deal with it now.
Yes.
But if you wait, say, I will get into marriage, some people jump into marriage because of love, we jump really into marriage.
Yes.
Trust me.
Actually, I've found out that, you see, everything we're discussing here, it transcends to every facet of life.
Yes.
Even in business,
Yes.
your relationships have to work.
Yes.
Even in family, even in those guys in sports, even in like those facets of life, if you're not working on, number one, the foundations, and you're not building on them, automatically you expect uko juu, it's a bigger fall. Like it's like that analogy given in scripture about the man who was building on sand and the one who was building a foundation on a
stone,
rock.
on a rock.
So you don't expect, you see, vile tulikuwa tunasema tu red flags tunatuona ni sand, tuna build kwa sand and we are like, yay. So the bigger fall is coming, like ikidunda itadunda. But when you're building on a rock, I mean rocks are hard. Like before uchimbe, there's all that sweat, there's all that work. But after you're building on it, it'll work, like itasimama. Even as we are growing the relationships and friendships, there'll be rocky times. There'll be times that turbulent times, vitu zitakam. So the way your foundations are will depict you. Either you will stand or fall.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing, guys. And this is a beautiful conversation that just transpired or happened. People willing to share their stories of what they have gone through and what lessons they're able to pick out of their previous relationships. And they're saying, you know, I'm looking forward for a greater thing. I'm looking forward. And this is an inspiration to anyone watching this. It's an inspiration to you that actually wasema kuvunjika kwa mwiko
Sio
sio
mwisho
mwisho wa kupika. I mean, it is possible. and there's so much pressure. And
can tell where she's
these
coming
guys, they shared that there are a number of pressures that engulf our dating life and all that. But if you're able to withstand, if you're able to walk through, if you're able just to, you know, tackle the issues in your dating life, as a married couple, like as a married man, I can almost tell you, these are the same challenges which just they get on that level, they level up in your marriage. So deal with them now. Be able to engage those issues now. So that when it comes to your marriage, you're dealing with different issues and you are able to deal with them.
Yes.
This has been an amazing conversation. I know in current relationships we can talk and talk until evening come, because there's so much talk about our relationships and everything concerning relationships. I think we'll be having more of this conversation. A kikao or what do we call it? Kampunji, kamati. We just have more of a conversation just to get to hear much more about what is happening, because sometimes we talk so much about marriage and we forget to talk about dating, because dating is where things happen. How can we date right? What do we need to do right? So we just began the conversation about dating, and we'll be picking it up as we go forward. But I believe you've learned something, you've heard from them, and perhaps you've pictured yourself as that person. You've put yourself in the feet of foot,
The shoes. Yes.
shoes of faith, and you're thinking, hata mimi niliomba nilisikia God. Hey, man, God spoke on us. And yeah, Jill is an example. He's here. Edu has said was also there. Vic was there and is wondering, hey, they came because of they came, or she came because of the keys, but she didn't get the key. But ile ufunguo ya kupata, you know, and also Phoebe also just shared, you know, this person coming and realized, man, I want peace of mind, and that's what's important, especially in this generation. We're struggling with so many things. You don't want to have stress. Yes, you want to have stress you can deal with, but not stress that you're taking away your joy.
We don't want depressed relationships.
This is an amazing. Clearly, this was the relationship garage, and I'm sure you have gained something. You've got some information. We're here to inspire you. I'm sure you've been inspired, you've been informed, and you've been educated. And please remember, this is the Eagle's Nest Mentorship Forum, where we reflect, we resolve, and we retain. Until next time, God keep you, God.
Make His face shine upon you
And be gracious to you, Lord, turn
His out here.
face towards you and give you peace. Amen. 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 Amen.
Unamalizia kusema
Make His face.
Hey guys, cheers man, God bless you, God keep you, see you next time, adios.